Puja, yes.
Check. Hello. Check. 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 Hello. Check. Check. Hello. Check. Check. Hello.
கேட்குதா சார்? வாய்ஸ் கேட்குது.
ரவி, இந்த ஆடியோ கேட்குதா?
Is there? Behind the camera. No, center. Left hand side of Dharani.
ரவி,
நம்ம வாய்ஸ் போதா பாருங்க. வாய்ஸ் போல. நம்ம வாய்ஸ் போதா பாருங்க.
பட் மைக்லேருந்து அப்படியே ட்ராவல் ஆகிடும் சார். அவங்க பின்னாடி ரெடி பண்ணாமல் வச்சுருக்காங்க. அதனால் வாய்ஸ் நம்ம கேட்க மாட்டோம்.
என்ன பண்ணாங்க? இல்லை அந்த பக்கம் என்ன பிரச்சனை?
அந்த பக்கம் ஆடியோ என்ன செட் பண்ணாமல் வச்சுருக்காங்க சார். கேக்குதாமா? நம்ம அப்படியே கேக்குதாமா?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா? டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுங்க. பண்ணுங்க. டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
டெஸ்ட் 1 2 3.
Check. Hello. Check.
ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாமா? ஆரம்பிக்கலாமான்னு கேளுங்க.
வாய்ஸ் கிளியராக இருக்கு. வாய்ஸ் கிளியராக இருக்கு
சார். வாய்ஸ் கேட்குது சார். கேட்குது. ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாமா? ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே.
Okay, sir.
எஸ் ரெடி.
May I commence the proceedings, my lord?
Yes.
தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்து.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிர்ச்சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Now I request the learned Advocate General to give farewell address.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Judges of the Madras High Court, Honorable Justice Tirumati R.THARANI, friends, family members of Learned Judge, Learned Additional Solicitor General, Learned Assistant Solicitor General, Thiru K. Govindarajan, Learned Additional Advocate Generals, Thiruvalargal Rajan Naziruddin, Silambannan, Veera Kadiraban, Ramanlal, Arun, Bhaskaran, Kumaresan, Neelagandan, Ravindran, Learned State Public Prosecutor Thiru Hassan Mohammed Jinnah, Learned State Government Leader Thiru Muthukumar, Learned Government Leader Madurai Thiru Tilakumar, Learned Government Law Officers of Tamil Nadu at Principal Bench and Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court, Learned Public Prosecutor Puducherry Thiru K.S. Mohandas, Learned Government Leader Puducherry Thiru Ravi Kumar, Learned Government Law Officers of Puducherry and the Law Officers of the Union of India, Thiru Amalraj, the Chairman of Bar Council, Thiru Srinivasa Raghavan, President of the Madurai Bench Madras Bar Association, Thiru P. Andiraj, President of the MBHAA, Thiru Ramakrishnan, President of the MAHAA, Thiru M.K. Suresh, President of the Madurai Bar Association, Tirumati Anandavalli, President of the Women Advocates Association, the Registrar General, the Registrar Judicial Thiru Venkatavardhan here, the officers and staff of the Registry of the Madras High Court at the principal seat and the bench at Madurai, fellow senior advocates, beloved junior advocates, representative of the electronic and print media, viewers who are watching the proceedings online, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam, and my greetings to all. We are gathered here this evening to bid farewell to Honorable Justice Tirumati R.THARANI on her attaining superannuation. On behalf of the bar, I express our respect and admiration for your ladyship and wish to extend our commendation for the remarkable service that your ladyship rendered as a judge of the Chartered High Court of Madras. Her ladyship, Justice Tirumati Tharani, was born on June 10th, 1961 to Thiru Ramajayam and Tirumati Saroja. She hails from a place called Paraman Kuruchi village in Thoothukudi district, a district which has a rich history that includes significant archaeological discoveries like Adichanallur, and serving as the focal point of freedom struggle in 1907 with the establishment of the first Swadeshi steam navigation company by late V.O. Chidambaram, fondly known as Kappalottiya Tamilan. Thoothukudi is a city well known for its shipbuilding and pearl fishing industries and often referred to as the sea gateway of Tamil Nadu. After completing her schooling, her ladyship pursued BA and then graduated ML before enrolling herself as an advocate in the year 1986. Subsequently, she started her practice at Sivagangai under the guidance of her senior, Thiru N. Ganapati Subramanian. It's worth mentioning that Sivagangai is another bastion of freedom movement and renowned for archaeological finds. In due course, her ladyship entered into judicial service in July 1991 and was appointed as the Judicial Magistrate No. 2 Chengalpattu. Thereafter, she served as the Judicial Magistrate No. 2 Pollachi, District Municipal cum Judicial Magistrate No. 1 Hosur, Judicial Magistrate Satyamangalam, District Municipal cum Judicial Magistrate Palakot. From 2002 to 2007, she held the position of the sub-judge in Srivilliputtur and Udumalpet, and she eventually rose to the rank of Chief Judicial Magistrate in Sivagangai and Srivilliputtur. She was then appointed as the Additional District Judge, Fast Track Court No. 3, Dharapuram in 2009. After that, she served as the Session Judge, Mahalir Needhi Mandram in Madurai. Between 2013 and 17, she further served as the principal district judge in Dharmapuri, Srivilliputtur and Madurai districts. After 26 years of service as a judge, her ladyship was finally elevated as additional judge of this Honorable High Court of Madras in 2017, and ever since she has been with us, gaining our hearts with her humble nature, judicial temperament and fair treatment of all parties. At this solemn meeting, I would like to discuss a few of her ladyship's judgments. In a case called G. Selvi versus R. Balasundar Raj, her ladyship, while dismissing a second appeal and confirming the decree of specific performance to execute a sale deed and dismissing the defense that only a mortgage deed was executed and not a sale agreement held. If motive is to execute only mortgage deed, there is no necessity to register a document at all. Husband of the defendant signed the document as a witness. When signature in the registered document is admitted, the person who signed the document is bound by the recital in such document. Hence, framing issue regarding readiness of plaintiff not necessary, and the trial court rightly executed sale deed in favor of the plaintiff. While allowing a revision case, her ladyship in R. Mokayan versus State set aside the impugned order of framing additional charge after a lapse of 2 years by a successor magistrate. Her ladyship ruled that though the magistrate is having power under 216 of the CRPC to alter charge at any point of time before pronouncing judgment, the trial court concluded to add charge under section 3 within bracket 1 of the Tamil Nadu Public Properties Prevention of Damages and Laws Act 1992 and commit case to this Court of Session before examining any witness, before even perusing documents. In a case called Arulmigu Thaimanasamy versus Siragirasan, her ladyship observed that only service inam was given to predecessors of first responder as long as they continue service in temple. The service holder was permitted to be in enjoyment till he continues the service under section 8 subclass 2 class 2 of the Tamil Nadu Minor Minam Abolition Act 1963. The individuals rendering service shall be entitled to a Rayotwari Patta in respect of the land. If the service holder failed to render service, then his right to occupy the land shall permanently be seized, and the illustration shall be at liberty to the institution shall be at the liberty to make alternative arrangements. Possession is not with the first defendant, and possession is now with the second defendant. Also, second defendant is not rendering any service in the temple. Therefore, under section 21 of the Act, the temple is having right to recover possession. Challenging the allotment of 1/4 share to the plaintiffs and for future mischief profits, her ladyship was pleased to dismiss the second appeal filed by the defendants in the case of Santam versus Tyagarajan Asari, ruling that the plaintiff was not able to get his share even after a lapse of 32 years, despite admitting the entitlement to the shares. The fourth defendant is filing unnecessary appeals to deprive the right of plaintiff, and hence there is no question of law to be decided. Second appeal was dismissed. In Kaliyandi Pillai versus Sanjeev Khani, her ladyship held that there was an attachment order pending at the time of execution petition, and the sale was subject to the said attachment order. Therefore, appellants could not claim property and the decree attained finality. In C. Shivakumar versus S. Raj, a ladyship ruled that trial court and first appellate court dismissed suit on ground that appellant failed to prove means when there are no pleadings in written statement. Moreover, the defendant failed to rebut statutory presumption under 118 and 139 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, and consequently defendant is directed to pay the principal amount with interest. While dismissing a second appeal in Joe Stephen versus John Gilbert, where suit filed to remove roof which was projecting in item number 1 of the suit and seeking permanent injunction, a ladyship held the relief of mandatory injunction can be sought for only when there is need. Appellant has constructed protruding structure subsequent to decree in the earlier suit. The present cause of action is different and arisen subsequently. Hence, suit is not hit under Order 2, Rule 2 of CPC. Appellant is entitled to let in water but cannot put up any construction. While allowing a civil division petition on merits, the case of Public Information Officer, Teacher Recruitment Board versus N. Arasakumar, a ladyship held that there is a clear bar under Section 24(3) of the Right to Information Act, and the jurisdiction of the Consumer Forum is expressly barred, and the District Forum does not have any jurisdiction to entertain the complaint. The aforementioned cases make it very clear, very evident, that her ladyship judgments have always been based on the ideals of equality, fairness, and equity. Her ladyship has carried out her duties with judicial conscience and impartiality while maintaining the peerless traditions of the Madras High Court. After adorning the bench of this distinguished High Court for a tenure of 5 years, 6 months, and 9 days, your ladyship is retiring today. Your ladyship, you disposed of 5,105 division bench cases and 14,386 cases as a single judge, totally 19,401 cases. I hope your ladyship's service would inspire the women in the profession to join judicial service and to practice law. We have examples of judges coming from the same family. We have seen father and son becoming judges of this Hon'ble High Court, and your ladyship is the first judge who is a daughter-in-law of a judge serving as a judge of this Hon'ble High Court. Your father-in-law, Justice Pratap Singh, was the judge of this High Court, who later became a member of the Tamil Nadu State Administrative Tribunal. I must also recognize your ladyship's interest in Tamil and arts and in advancements in the legal field, saying that I am reminded of the statement made of Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, that the niceties of English will not help rural lawyers, so the idea is to make information accessible to everyone. Recently, the Supreme Court of India has started using artificial intelligence to translate its decisions into a number of vernacular languages. Before I conclude, I would like to take this chance to remind everyone that the Madras High Court has reason to celebrate, as it has the most number of women judges among all the High Courts in India. We have 13 judges today, equal to the Punjab and Haryana High Court, which has the same strength. But after your retirement, His Ladyship's retirement, we will be relegated to number 2 position. And don't worry, the Punjab and Haryana High Court will also be losing a woman judge on 23rd of July 2023, and they will come equal to us. And it's the time the Honorable Chief Justice will think of more number of women judges to this Honorable High Court. To quote Thiruvalluvar, a man's deed are the touchstone of his greatness and littleness. Permaikku ஏனை சிறுமைக்கு தத்தம் கர்மமே கட்டளைக்கல். On behalf of the whole legal fraternity in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, I once more bid farewell to Her Ladyship, Justice Tirumadi R.THARANI, and wish her good health, prosperity, and happiness in her post-retirement life and endeavors to come. I also wish her 2 children, Mr. Jayam Pratap and Abhimanyu, and the granddaughter E.L., all happiness and good health. Thank you very much.
I request Honorable Tirumadi Justice R.THARANI may give acceptance speech.
My Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice, my esteemed brother and sister judges, the learned Advocate General, learned additional advocate generals, learned additional solicitor general, the additional assistant solicitor general of India, the state public prosecutors, state government pleaders, special government pleaders, additional government pleaders, government advocates, the President, Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, the President, Secretary and members of various bar associations both in Chennai and in Madurai, the Registrar General and other registrars, officers, staff members of the Principal Bench and the Madurai Bench of Madras High Court, my relatives, friends, press and media, a very good evening to all of you. At the outset, I thank the learned Additional Advocate General for his kind words and for his blessings. I owe a special thanks to the Honorable Chief Justice for permitting me to have this function here at Madurai. I enrolled myself as an advocate in the year 1986. I joined duty as a judicial magistrate in the year 1991. I have been in judicial service for the past 32 years. That is more than half of my lifetime. In that capacity, I would like to share some of my views. We are all aware that ignorance of law is not an excuse. But unfortunately, public at large are ignorant of law. In my opinion, at least, Indian Penal Code, Evidence Act and Motor Vehicle Act should be included in the school curriculum. Another point I would suggest is, a delayed justice is a denied justice. Granting interim relief will not solve any issue. People will have faith in judiciary only when the entire issue is settled. In civil cases, even to execute the order of a Supreme Court, we have to approach the district municipal court or the sub-court. A bank manager can take possession of the property within a month, whereas the court cannot deliver possession of a property within a month. So in my personal view, our civil procedure code should be amended with regard to the execution proceedings. Then I would like to suggest, due to introduction of e-court system, we can easily verify the stage of the cases, but a system to verify whether any litigation is pending regarding a particular property is to be introduced, so that a person who wants to purchase a property can verify whether there is any litigation. Hence, I request the judges, senior advocates, law officials to initiate steps to implement all these points. Every day we are seeing children riding motorcycles. I request our Honorable Chief to utilize the services of the officers, advocates, staff of legal services to educate the school children regarding the road rules and the ME Act and first aid. Then I would like to thank the Almighty for giving me this opportunity. I thank my father, late Sri Ramajayam, for being my role model. I thank my senior, Mr. N. Ganapati Subramanian Savakangi, for giving me an introduction to the judicial system. I thank my brother, Sri Rajashankar, and my sister-in-law, Kumudini, for their love and support throughout my life. I thank Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Judge, Supreme Court of India, the Collegium Supreme Court, the Collegium High Court, for recommending my name for elevation. I thank Justice Indra Banerjee, Justice Vijaya K. Tahil Ramani, Justice Pratap Shake, Justice Sanjeev Banerjee, Justice Munishwarnath Bandari, Justice T. Raja, and our present Chief Justice Sanjay Kanakabrabala for their support and guidance. I thank senior judges, Justice Venugopal, Justice T.S. Sivanyanam, Justice Kirbagaran, Justice Subaya, Justice P.N. Prakash, and other senior judges who shared the bench with me and for their valuable guidance. I thank all my brother and sister judges for their affection and support. I thank all my brother and sister judges who served with me in the district judiciary. I thank all the public prosecutors, government pleaders, advocates, advocate clerk, staff members, law clerks, and the litigant public who travelled with me in my career. I thank my personal assistant, Sabarimala Rama Nandini, Navanayagi, I thank my court officer, Thirumannivannan. I thank my office assistants, Ramkumar, Alagamina, residential assistants, Tangamari, Silambarasan, Kausalya, Tirinagu, and BW staff, Sundari, Mukaya, and Muthuraku. I thank my personal security officers, Thiru Meenakshi Sundaram and Pandi, my previous personal security officers, Sivashankara Narayanan and Krishnan, and I thank my driver, Thiru Madesh, for their help and support. Last but not the least, I thank my family, relatives, friends for the love and support. I thank everyone present here and I wish you all success in your career and in your life. I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, my lord. I request the Honorable Through Justice R. Suresh Kumar, Administrative Judge, to present bouquet and memento to the Honorable Thirumari Justice R.THARANI. May I conclude the proceedings, my lord? National anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுங்க.